All right, got our YouTube live going. All right, good evening, everyone. This is Splits the Dutch and a Dragon IRL. Let me reposition my Instagram. I was going to do a stream also to YouTube, but I just realized wait a minute. If my Facebook is linked to my Instagram, then my live feed is actually, they're both the same, but are they different? All right. Yeah, I decided to do IRL, and of course, as you guys can see, I'll point over this way. Yes, those are my boys. And you guys can see this pretty boy. This is Splits. I'm also known as Splits Dutch and Dragon. For those of you to see, this is me IRL. I know I'm hideous, but yeah, I figured I'll throw them on a little bit. So yeah, can you believe this? This is 3 years in the making. So we started, not the Helping Paws 3 years ago tonight. Can you believe how the time's flown? So I'll look back and forth. I'm going to try my best to not look away from the cameras, but yeah, this is Splits, my Dutch and Drag. I've had him for a few years now, and of course, we can't forget my other boy, Zuka, the Firefox. So for those of you that have not seen, both or one or the other, we are both the same. Kind of like Iron Man. He has multiple suits. So do I. So I got this boy a few months ago. Say hi, Zuka. Hi. Yeah, he's kind of shy, except I put the head on and get really yappy. But I figured, because I got one of those Logitech webcam stream cams, I'm pretty basic. I figured, I'd just show you guys, put a furry to a face. All right. Sit back, stay. Yeah, Zuka's just chilling. But yeah, I'm so glad you guys can make it here tonight. So the Helping Paws has been going on. We just hit our 3rd-year anniversary, as I mentioned earlier, and it's been going really good. We've had a lot of new faces, old faces, all that stuff. And it's been absolutely amazing. We've been doing such amazing things in the fandom. We started as just a thing about 3 years ago, where we had one furry. It started as Benji the Beagle, if you guys know who they are. It was right around, towards the end of 2020, right in the midst of the pandemic. And I found out that, Benji was not doing very well, financially. So a couple of furry friends of mine, sorry, I'm a little tired, so my brain's kind of like. So along with Frost, the Dutch and Dragon, Nikolai the Hyena, Silox the Wolf, and we've had some new recruits along the way. Bruno and thank you guys so much for coming. But it's a really monumental night. I'm excited. I hope y'all are excited. I'm looking forward to see what happens. So we've got so we started a little thing where we're just like, Benji, he needed money, and we're like, you know what? Why don't we get together and get some, like-minded fluffs that, we're doing pretty well. We got jobs, careers, all that stuff going. We're doing, decent. Why don't we find a way? Because, the fandom's given us so much. Why don't we find a way to give back to others, to share that love, to give everyone that same love and help them in any way, shape, or form. So about 3 years ago, we got together and we're like, all right, hey, let's link PayPal, so on and so forth, and said, all right. So what we did, the first official winner 3 years ago tonight was Benji the Beagle, and it said, hey, you have been selected as the first official recipient of the Helping Paws donation fund, and it was, I don't know the exact amount, but it was like 150, $200. Is not a lot, but enough to kind of help with food or some essentials. And he was just shocked. He was just shaken back, and he was so happy, and it made us all happy that knowing we could help somebody else. And then a couple years, a few months later, started to turn into a quarterly thing where we did a list of random number generator where we'd identify furries within the fandom that were, especially in the midst of the pandemic, that, lost their job or yeah, I'm guessing that my phone and probably a receiver thing ain't working the greatest. I'm sorry, Bruno. I might need to break my phone out of my case. So just bear with me here. And maybe that's just how I'm coming off. I'm going down, up. I'm going to try to maintain like about the same level of communication. So we started about 3 years ago, and about every quarter, so every about 3 months, we're like, hey, all right, we got some money built up, donations, and out of pocket. It wasn't like anything like mandated or anything, and $20 here and there. And what we did is we maintained a consistency of every 3 months we conducted a list of furries that needed some financial help. They needed help with something. So from there we decided, hey, this person here, so on and so forth. What I'm going to do is I'll do a quick read off of the list of our past winners from the Helping Paws. Well, that's awesome, Rodney. Fursuit for Christmas. That is so cool. How I wish I could give somebody a fursuit for Christmas, but yeah, it's one of those things that's really awesome. But bear with me. Once I tell about our plans going forward in the year 2024, that might be one of those little secrets I'm going to disband a little bit. So I am, this is my IRL mug, and that's Splits, my Dutch Andrew Dragon. That's my boy. And with my face on, it kind of masks my voice. So it's kind of hard to hear me. So bear with me here as I share this tonight. So so then when we started, and it's been growing. It started as like maybe 4 or 5. It grew to 10, 20. Now we're at over 100 and so odd members in this Helping Paws. We've been over to conventions, handed out cards, done panels, and started sharing what our mission is. And the main mission of it is to not just provide financial assistance, but now we're kind of like hitting from a new angle. We're going to add things like, let's say furries want to learn interview strategies. They want to learn how to land a job, how to keep a job, essential life skills like maintaining your car. So a lot of our panels are going to kind of like shift the focus on doing things like that, because these are some things that I've gotten, told by, furries and stuff, that is something that'd be really important for them to be able to learn and apply to their own lives. So then that way, our financials can be invested in things like panels, merchandise, eventually fursuits, and it's grown to about 100 members. Eventually, we're going to grow into a meetup that's going to be non-profited. There's a bowling alley really close to where we live, and they do lots of nonprofits where you get bowling lanes, get there, and everything that's overhead, we give back to the furry community. Instead of, don't get me wrong, for example, personally, I have a good day job. I do my thing. I'm doing good. But this is just something that I thought, hey, what about doing merchandise? What about doing fursuits? All that stuff for like giving back, to instead of, putting the money in our pockets, but, other than robbing Peter or paying Paul thing, we just give back, because the fandom's given a lot of us a lot of things that we just can't really explain it just gave us a sense of belonging, a sense of unity, a bunch of like-minded individuals that have a similar hobby, and this is our way to give back that love that we've gotten from the fandom. I started in the fandom about 2019, like actively. I was like a watcher in about 2010, professional furry at SeaWorld. So I've been doing the fursuiting stuff for quite a few years. And then I saw all these different suits that just had like different sonas, different characters, and I thought to myself, this is actually kind of neat. And then finding out that there's furries that are, doctors, therapists like me, Navy pilots, everything. And I'm just like, this is wonderful. So this is something definitely worth being a part of because I had a lot of fun when I was a professional furry and just, paying it forward. So that's kind of like a mixture of why I got in the fandom. And I was doing well. I was working, finishing up my undergrad and grad school. So I got my grad school done, doing well. Look, hey, yo, I got my Dutchie made. He came to life about 4 years ago. This is my new boy, Zuka the Fox, the Morpholess third party. Got him about 8 months ago. And yeah, it's been really good ever since. So, but I figured I've got my stuff in order, doing good. Let's find a way to help others get in order to try to, do panels on, like I mentioned earlier, like job interview skills, how to find a job, how to maintain, budgeting, essential life skills that I think that I notice is like definitely something that could really be employable into a lot of lives. Um, Along with a little clincher. Why not add a little money? Do a little, like a miniaturized stimulus, I guess we'll call it. And that's where the Helping Paws nonprofit charity donation fund started doing. So without further ado, I'm going to get into the list. I know eventually I'll throw splits on because I know y'all know and love me as that red, white, and blue Dutch and a dragon. So I might have to take out my shirt or hoodie because it's a little bit on the warm side. Because even in Florida, even in the wintertime, it is still a little bit warm. Okay. All right. So, what the heck? Why don't I get into character? Uh-oh. You all are seeing the Dutchie behind the mask. All right. So there we go, folks. I know, right? Instead of like Fred taking off the mask and saying who's really behind there, this is me, Splits the Dutch and the Dragon. 4 years in the making. I'm going to remove, that was my Apple Watch. And as we know, a certain app on there starts listening to my conversations and tries to help me when I'm like, leave me alone. Leave me alone, Siri. Okay. All right. So, what's up? All right. So, let me get into Telegram. All right. Let's get into, okay. So, there we go. So, pin message number 9. Benji the Beagle, first recipient of the Helping Paws 3 years ago, got $140. So that's what's great is that we help them and been consistent, usually about 50, $100 here and there, whatever we could rack up. And it varied. Sometimes we give them $100, sometimes we give them $50, sometimes we give them $200. And so that's what we've been doing so far. Let's see. Holy moly. Man, this thing's old. Oh, dang. Going back in time. So it's been really good so far. And yeah, it just grew. Yeah, we started with, just a few members, and now we're over 100 strong. So we started that long ago, and look what it's become. It's just gotten bigger and bigger of like-minded furries. So the Helping Paws, chat is just a bunch of furries. We get in there. We're there to provide support, love, maybe some education. And if furries in the chat need financial help, we don't mind helping them out. So it's really just a lot of like-minded individuals with the same idea in mind to try to help each other out, because I think that's what's the most important, folks, is helping each other out, spreading the love, and doing what we can to make a better tomorrow for furries. That's what it's all about, folks, just spreading the love. So, what's currently going on in the Helping Paws? So, we've done a couple of revamps and whatnot over time, and because we've grown and we want to continue to grow, the plan is this year and going forward into 2024. I got some plans, and I think you all are going to like to hear them. So, I've officially created a a dealer's den site for selling our merchandise. And I'm also finalizing our Helping Paws nonprofit charity website through crap, not through crap, but Keisho, the CEO of Morpholess, we got talking and really likes what Helping Paws is trying to do, and really wants to let that professional business hand to the mix. So I'm in the process of getting a website finalized for the Helping Paws. It's going to be like helpingpaws.org. We're going to have merchandise. We're going to have plans for conventions, booths at conventions for selling merchandise, and all the merchandise, all the proceeds that we sell will go, and everything overhead of our product is going to go into building the Helping Paws fund. So then eventually we'll be having a meetup, and in 2024 we'll get a meetup going, and we'll keep building in that fund, because the fund's focus is eventually what's above a meetup? A convention. Yes. So if everything goes according to plan, my evil, devious plan is that sometime in the 2025 time frame, we will hopefully be a convention. And it's going to be set up just very similar to other conventions, because I volunteered as well as staff at conventions. So I've got kind of an idea of how they go. But this is what's going to be neat. A little bit something different than your standard conventions. We've got some plans under the way of what we're going to do. So, we'll have a setup like other conventions. We'll have, the dance comp, the dealer's den, the panels, so on and so forth, TGs and Is and all that. At the end, I thought of something a little bit different. And I'm going to tell each and every one of you, because I'm transparent. I don't mind sharing the plans going forward. So, with that in mind, at the end of convention, you know how at the end of all the furry conventions, they have that day where they do the closing ceremony. They thank everyone for coming. It was great and wonderful. Thank you guys. You made this possible. And something different we're going to do with that big check. But this is just a plan, and it's a hopeful. We're still in the works of it. We get that big check. Let's say hypothetically that check is the size of, let's say it gets as big as like MFF at some point. That like $88,000 or whatever that check was. Attendees at the con, we're going to have our list of those furries that need financial assistance. So we're going to take half of that check, so 44,000, let's say hypothetically, and have a third, second, and first like random, pick of a furry that needs financial assistance. And guess where that 44,000 is going to go? The majority is going to the first, second, and third. So the third one will get, let's say, $10,000. And that's just some random furry, random number generator. That one individual gets like 10 grand. Second place, so 44 minus 10 leaves 34,000. So let's do 12,000. Yep. So let's do 12,000. And right there, that 12,000 goes to that second choice. So like second place, like randomized generator. So 22,000 off of 44,000. That leaves another $22,000. The remaining $22,000, that one furry out of the crowd that doesn't have, was have some struggles, some financial difficulties, everything under the sun. Hey, and our random number generator, wham. That first prize would be $22,000. The other 44,000 of the, let's say the 88,000 we bring in is going to go to the nonprofit that, we're working with at the con. So right there, we got those going. So that's kind of a plan in the works for the Helping Paws when it becomes a convention. And I'm hoping somewhere, if everything works out in the year 2025, that's what's happening, folks. Something different. And we got that. And then, of course, the creme de la creme. Because I'm working and getting some suit makers on board, in that con as well, at the closing ceremony, let's say hypothetically, we have More for Less involved, one of the biggest suit makers out there. You all know where I'm going with this, right? One lucky doesn't have a fursuit yet. We'll do the background and all that to make sure they do not have a fursuit. Oh, and the winner of a commission from someone like More for Less goes to, you guessed it, that furry that does not have a suit but really, 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 really wants one. And there you go. A complimentary fursuit commission from a fursuit maker, like free of charge. So yes, I do have some devious deeds, and merry, happy, almost Christmas to each and every one of you wonderful fluffs that's come to watch me on this stream. Let me get on my YouTube there. So yes, that is what we got planned going forward if Helping Paws become the convention. I mean, we'll have to go through some, bumps and grinds and decisions and all that. But guess who's the CEO? I am. So we'll definitely take some ideas and considerations. We might need to revamp it, but that's the plan going forward. In 2025, if Helping Paws reaches a convention status level, yes, thank you. Happy 30th Helping Paws. So those are the things that we got planned going forward in the future of what Helping Paws could become. And the thing that's most important to each and every one of you, spread the word. Strength in numbers, folks. That's the way we get our word out there. Our mission, what we're trying to do in the fandom, to try to help others have a better tomorrow. Our motto, our mission statement is furries doing good today for a better furry tomorrow. And that's one way I figure would be a great way. But as well as in the convention, there'll be the panels on budgeting, how to maintain your car, how to, live in a house, an apartment, essential life skills. And let's say they're looking for jobs. Have some recruiters from, businesses that would have a booth that if someone's looking for a job that are those ones that hire right on the spot, there you go. And it could even expand into other things. We could have colleges and university professors like myself could actually come to the convention. And for those furries that are wanting to get into STEM kind of jobs and whatnot, or careers or education, more than welcome to join. And right there, a lot of opportunities, a lot of invaluable resources that can be utilized, made by furries, for furries, to help them, even if they don't get that money, we'll at least get them on the right path towards success, to give them that chance. Because I understand, I get it. We're a unique crowd. I'm I'm not, look at me. I'm a professor and therapist and all that stuff, but this is my side hobby. This is my mental health. This is what I enjoy. So I understand why a lot of furries love doing this stuff, because it's that escapist thing. It's that thing to get away from your mundane, boring life and to find a part of yourself that you didn't think was possible. When I saw furries on the autism spectrum disorder that were not, were wearing their suits, they were communicating, they were talking like me, all that stuff is, to be able to help find that part of you that you didn't think was possible. That's what the fandom did for me. It made me a lot more verbal, probably talk a little smoke here and there, but it's all with good intentions. Ugh. Let me lift my head because get a little sweaty. But yeah, that's one of the things that I figure is really important, I think, in time, because I get it. I'm ADHD. I did a test recently. I am on the spectrum myself. So it's really helped me overcome a lot of barriers and strengthen my weaknesses. And this is a way that I figured, let's help each other out. Let's find a way to make the world a better place within the fandom. And like I said, strength in numbers, folks. Strength in numbers. The more we have join the Helping Paws cause, the more we can have a dramatic effect on the effect. More members, that means more hearing about what we're doing, what we're selling, what we're merchandising, spreading the word of what we're trying to do. And then eventually we get to a meetup and eventually a con. You look at some of these convention chats, man, yeah, thousands of people in there. So to have that same ideal, hey, Helping Paws Convention 2025 at so-and-so location, this day and time for this entire weekend, and have all the cool stuff that all these other conventions have. But to add that little extra, if you guys were here earlier, to have the ability and possibility where you're there and, because it stemmed from when I went to cons when I first started, 2019. And to help others out, with a little money here and there was when I saw furries, like, not even wearing suits or anything, I have no differentiation. You don't have to wear a suit to be in the fandom. I never understood or agree with the ones that said, oh, you gotta have a suit. Like, no, it's nonsense. But to see ones just there with their heads, their tails, neurodivergency, and seeing some sitting there that didn't have a room, didn't have food. And when I saw this happening, I understand that some need to make, better responsible decisions with finances. But if we actually were able to help with that at the end of the con, at the closing ceremony, that said furry that's there that might be homeless, look at what $10,000 can do. That is a deposit on a apartment. That's enough money to get by for a few months for food, rent, car payment, whatever. And let's say that second place gets to 12,000 to help have a positive effect on the financial situation. And then that big winner to wake up, that Monday after the convention and have $22,000 in their account. That's well budgeted. Bam, that's rent, that's food, that's a deposit on an apartment. That's more than enough money to get that second chance, that chance at life. That me and a lot of others have been fortunate that we've been doing good and everything, and have been very blessed to be able to get to where we're at. But this is our way. Oh yeah, absolutely, too. I totally agree. We can use all the love. The most important thing, it's not even just money. It's spreading the word of what we're trying to do. We're trying to make the world a better place. And the con is going to be very open, very inclusive, because that's how I felt when I first started in the fandom. I started at Megaplex 2019. I didn't have a suit. All I had was my Morty head. And it didn't matter. It didn't matter that I had a fursuit. Furries were really nice, really accepting, really loving, and even one of them let me put on their fursuit head. I forgot who they were, but I think it was like a Morpholess or something. I put this on, like, it's like reliving my days when I worked at SeaWorld as a professional furry. And I'm like, this is actually a lot of fun. But the jaw moves, you can add animation to the character. And that's what I thought to myself. Let's find a way to spread that love and joy, to give everybody an opportunity to go to a convention. And this might, not a guarantee, it's a random number generator, of course, but to give everyone that opportunity that they may or may not have at home. You might have family, you might have sort of things that don't understand this neurodivergency, the how important this is to furries being in the fandom, because without it, I've had so many friends that said they'd probably be dead or anything, because they psychologically and emotionally need this. And being a mental health provider myself, I agree with it that this is something that is very, very important. And I understand it as a furry, as well as a mental health provider, that this is something that is absolutely necessary in these lives, that they need this in a way to help that. Hence that Helping Paws Convention 2025, cross the fingers, cross the paws. If it gets to that point, and that one, besides the money winners, someone can get a fursuit commission, so if they don't have the money for a fursuit, they ain't got to worry about it. They got a suit being made by, it could be more for less. It could be, who the heck knows, Sky Pro or whatever, some big maker, or who the heck cares, even a small time maker. And as well as have those educational videos to save money to make your own fursuit, make your own tails, make your own head. I'm not that talented. I'm okay with others making the suits, but to find a way to help give that ability to others, that's what's really important. Because the fandom has always been an important part of my life, and I want to do what I can to help that continue, that to keep that dynamic moving forward, and to help others have that chance, and not just to get a fursuit and be accepted and included in the fandom, but to, let's say they really wanted to learn how to interview, or wanted to score that job in IT, or go to school for IT, so on and so forth, to have a bunch of resources to help with those financial barriers that some of us may face. I've been there. I've done that. I've faced it. I've had times where I don't, I didn't know if I was going to be able to make my rent. I didn't even know if I was going to be able to make my mortgage payment. I didn't even know if I was going to be able to pay my gas in my house in Minnesota. I was broke out of my butt. But there was always a time and place where things just worked out. And here and now, it's my way to give back, because I know what it's like to not have anything. I grew up in a poor family. My house, my childhood home, went into foreclosure 3 times. 3 times. And the final one in the recession of 09, gonzo. So that kind of gave me a mindset that I did not want to end up like that. I was going to go to school, and I went to school, joined the military, all that, so on and so forth. And here and now, for those of you that know where I live, but I'm, unless you're like close friends, I won't tell you exactly where I live, but nice house, car, fursuits, they're nice, but they don't really define me, because they're just fursuits. It's just cars, just a house. I've been more of an altruistic person, that I like to use my knowledge, my resources, and in some ways finances, to help others be successful, and to someday, because being neurodivergent, being ADHD on the spectrum, I want to do what I can to have others be successful as I am, if that makes any sense. Because I'm a professor. I am also a therapist. I'll eventually be a supervisor. That I am a multifunctional approaching therapist, a multifunctional professor, and the best way to get the biggest bang for the buck to cater to multifunctional learners is to help others in need. And that's what I do in my day job. That's what I do in my furry side hustle. To have like a furry convention that is more inclusive, to have a dance convention that's more inclusive. That's what I do actually in Garden State for the weekend, 2024. That's going on in New Jersey. I am the dance comp lead. So those of you that have seen this guy up on the stage, making finals, almost winning some dance competitions. They said, "Hey, you know your way around the dance floor." I'm like, "That I do." So I'm looking forward to helping run that. But that's going to be my baby is the Helping Paws. That's going to be my main thing because I see where it's going. I like where it's going. I got quite a lot of friends now that see and like where it's going, including, more for less, and to work on a merger so that we can make this happen. So I'll get to work on the website. We're going to start doing merchandise, doing t-shirts, doing pins, doing stickers. And then I also make paracord for fun. So my plan is to actually make paracord bracelets to Sonas for merchandise purposes, as well as making ropes, harnesses, all that stuff, and doing booths at conventions. As soon as we get to a small convention, get a booth, then we gain momentum, popularity, whatnot, and so forth. Popularity can be a good thing. The more it grows and the more it gets noticed and the word spreads around, it goes up and up. We sell more merchandise, get like fursuit donations, take silent auctions on it, because the money that comes to us goes to help y'all in the long run. So that's what we plan on doing with the Helping Paws in the near future. So without further ado, let me jump into the Telegram chat I got of the Helping Paws. I'm going to go take a look. I'm going to find... Okay. Let me scroll. How do I do that? Okay. Huh. Let me check that list. It's here somewhere. Do I search it? Oh, okay. So yes, I'm very busy Dutch Angel Dragon and Fox and also a Husky. Yeah. I cannot make up my mind. Okay. Gotta find that random number generator. Yeah, I'm still I got this new PC that's like a work computer, so bear with me here. Let me see what I can do. Oh my god, such cutie butts. How do I search? Now, hide, go away. Nah. Feet paws. How do they know I like feet paws? All right. So I'm going to go through the list as soon as I find it. All right. So, without further ado, I have the following names for the random number generator. So, December 24th, 2023, which tonight is, we've got Kit the Car Guy. Dolph King was the winner 2020, December 21. Wintermint was the winner December 22. Fluffy Bee, Neapolitan Cat, First Symphony. Meyer Red Wolf was the winner in June of 21. Moonshine Call. And I've added also other nonprofits. So if they win the Helping Paws charity, they are also on there. Carson Springs was the winner of our donation in June of 22. Cantu, Leon Foxy, Kylie and Pup, Queen of Cotton Candy. Skylinians Ellie was the winner. Rachel Wolf, Samuel Fox, King Steve, Lone Blood Wolf, Grim, Hex, Jazz. Deb Machismo was the winner in September 21. Ash the Duchy. And if I haven't said winner, that means they haven't won yet. Paul Stoom. Legacy Wolf won September 22. Colin was the winner of June of 23. Guy Critical Taste. Cross Arrow. Naffy. Pineapple Fox. See? Of all walks. Wolfric. Yoduku. Hero Wolf. Stormy Fluff. Aaron Malfulf. We got Samuel Stinker. They were winners in March 23. We got X Razor X and Gabe. So this is the 49, about 40-ish, because I had to delete some names because they either won or they got removed for, being bad or naughty. So I'm going to do my random number generator on Google. And whatever name we win or pick will be the winner for December 2023 Helping Paws anniversary, 3 years running, and see where it's going. Because I like where it's going. I'm really hoping that you all see and enjoy and agree with where it's going. I want this to happen, but we can't do it alone. I need each and every one of you on Instagram, on my TikTok, Twitter, all that stuff that I'm involved, to become involved, to find ways to help out. Even if you can't join the Helping Paws, I encourage random acts of kindness. Help others in need. Do what you can to help others. Find a way to, even simple acts, just picking up the trash or helping a friend out, helping them jumpstart their car, get them out of a bad situation. Even if they have to help them, temporarily house them, I highly encourage just help others in need if you can. If you cannot, take care of yourself first. Always make sure your finances, your everything is in order first, and then help others in need. Because I understand there's, selfless nature, but don't, if you have a slice of cheese and that's all you have to eat and you give it to someone else, I have nothing against it, but I encourage, make sure you have at least 2/3 a slice of cheese and then give the other third away. But do what you can with what you got, because we're all on this planet only so long. You got to do what you can to make the world a better place. All right. I'll stop rambling. All right. So I'm going to put random number generator 1 through 49. $12. That was a blank, so I'm going to run it again. What do you know? I read it, and it's number 18, and that, ladies and gentlemen and fluffykins, that is Rachel Wolf. Rachel Wolf is the 2023 3-year anniversary Helping Paws nonprofit charity winner. I will update the chat. Okay. Let's see. and I will highlight it. And the rule is that they've been randomly selected. I mark them for winning in the month and year, so that we because I have a list of about 50, so we can't really give it all out at once, kind of thing. So we got to keep it random. So Rachel. I'm getting good at this. The art of the copy and paste. So I will attempt to get in contact with Rachel Wolf and let them know that they won. So with that, I'm gonna fly, throw, and so that was Rachel the Wolf has won for the Helping Paws 2023 3-year anniversary special. They are the winner. I'll attempt to contact them, but if we do not make contact, I will just do the random number generator again until I find a winner. And I don't give up easily. So thank you guys so much for attending tonight on YouTube, on Instagram. Each and every one of you has just made my night. Thank you so much for showing up, showing your love and support, for helping make the world a better place for furries. Through charitable work, and I encourage it. Volunteering, anything you can do to help the fandom out. Love you. Each and every one of you. You ain't just followers, you're all my friends. You all have validity. You bring something to the fandom. Don't let anybody tell you you can't do something great. Take care. Have a good night, folks. Bye bye. Let me wave to you, and y'all take care. Ah. Take care, folks.